The Analysis and Planning category recognizes excellence in the wide variety of professional activities that lead to, guide, or evaluate landscape architecture design. Receiving honor awards in Analysis and Planning are California Institute of Technology Landscape Master Plan by Nelson Bird Woltz Landscape Architects. The impending addition of 6 major buildings on campus generated the need for an updated Caltech Master Plan. The proposed landscape projects maximize use of scarce rainwater resources, reclaim lost landscapes, and create outdoor environments that promote faculty-student discourse. At the heart of the framework is water, its beauty, conservation, and management over time. In addition to reinforcing Caltech's scientific leadership, it demonstrates that sustainable design and refined aesthetics are naturally compatible reagents. Gowanus Canal Sponge Park by D-Land Studio, LLC. Sponge Park envisions a 1.5-mile esplanade that weaves around private properties, providing ready access to currently isolated recreational areas. Critically, the park plan includes a bioremediation wetland. In concert, a reconfigured sewage treatment system directs overflow to the wetland, not the canal. Aquatic plants and shellfish absorb or break down waterborne toxins, heavy metals, and pathogens. This is a whole system planning strategy with widespread potential for other urban zones in need of revitalization. Isla Palenque by Design Workshop. Geotourism planning considers both local ecology and culture. The client wished to preserve 85% of the island as a nature sanctuary while minimizing imports and use of non-renewable resources. The solution calls for electric cars, narrower roads, orientation to the sun and wind, planting fruit trees, revegetation for cleared land, and local involvement. Other targets are greenway buffers and miles of nature trails, on-site solar and wind power, and rain harvesting. Orongo Station Conservation Master Plan by Nelson Bird Woltz Landscape Architects. With human habitation since the 1200s, this 3,000-acre sheep station is both historic and drastically altered. The master plan seeks to restore and create tidal saltwater and seasonal freshwater wetlands. In addition, the plan establishes a protected zone for endangered species and reforests more than 5 miles of coastline with 500,000 saplings. The plan engaged the Maori tribe to restore a cemetery. The station will continue operations under a refined plan. Park 2020, a cradle-to-cradle inspired master plan by William McDonough and Partners. This model plan, developed with local planners, optimizes access to wind and sun, on-site water treatment, and plant diversity. The plan is located within a Dutch polder cultural landscape, a tight grid of narrow lots, canals, and vegetation on land reclaimed from the sea. It calls for more biological variation in interior gardens, as well as regional landscape corridors, green roofs, and walkable proximity to public transit. PGH SNAP, Neighborhood and Map Resource by the City of Pittsburgh Department of City Planning. This comprehensive interactive online database and map center gives designers, developers, and the general public direct access to vital planning information. Launched in February 2010 and updated regularly, PGH SNAP aggregates data on Pittsburgh's 90 neighborhoods within 16 sectors, then organizes and presents the information geographically and thematically. The database includes asset profiles of current demographics and amenities, and action planning strategies that are based on housing and quality of life indices. PGH SNAP is already drawing thousands of visitors. Remodeling Paradise, landscape renovation round West Lake region in Hangzhou, China, by Hangzhou Landscape Architecture Design Institute, Beijing Forestry University, and Atelier DYJG. This region has a 1,000-year heritage. The result has long been uncontrolled growth, burgeoning tourism, and pollution and urban clutter. A 4-quadrant sustainable development plan has significantly improved the area's environmental balance. This plan has included improved sewage treatment, restored wetlands, and redirection of roads. Government buildings were removed, historic ones restored, and a landscape promenade reconnects the city and lakeshore. In addition to improved well-being for residents and tourists, the plan encourages wildlife repopulation. Resuscitating the Fez River by Bureau East. This plan reconciles modernization of Fez with preservation of its ancient maze of pedestrian-wide alleyways. Pollution of the river, scarcity of open space, and a weak economy all threaten Fez. The plan recognizes the river and the Made in Fez brand as primary but conflicting elements that align heritage with present needs. To clean the river, the plan proposes moving the tanneries out of Fez with the stipulation that they retain the brand. Seattle Green Factor by City of Seattle Department of Planning and Development. Using a weighted rating system, Seattle has included a landscape architecture requirement in the city's building code. Sustainable landscape amenities are assigned multipliers based on their relative aesthetic and functional values. The percentage of the site that gets landscape treatment is also part of the equation. Adopted in 2006 and expanded in 2009, the plan is strengthening ties between landscape architects and the city they serve. The Sungai Buloh Wetland Reserve Master Plan by the National Parks Board of Singapore. The vision of this master plan is to upgrade a wetland reserve while retaining its native wildlife and rustic charm. As a regional sump, the area consists of brackish intertidal waterways and alluvium-covered clay. Thanks to its pristine blocks of diverse mangrove species and migratory birds, it serves as a primary research area. The plan created peripheral activity areas with an access corridor while sustaining the core of the reserve for minimum impact learning areas. Transit Revitalization Investment District Master Plan by Interface Studio, LLC. Many Philadelphia transit stations are underused and physically disconnected from nearby neighborhoods. TRID combines extensive research, public involvement, and design to create a more sustainable and transit-oriented city. Public and private support has already established a renewed community interface with 2 rail stations. The master plan encourages new opportunities for an enhanced pedestrian and bicycle-oriented infrastructure. The result is higher density, a larger tax base, and the wherewithal for additional transit-based improvements. And receiving the Award of Excellence in Analysis and Planning is Kigali Conceptual Master Plan by AECOM Design and Planning. To become an East African transportation and economic hub, Rwanda seeks sustainable solutions. These solutions must address the burgeoning population of its capital city and ongoing healing from a long, bitter civil war. This master plan establishes topographically based zones. Interconnected mixed-use hilltop nodes will accommodate residents' daily needs. Valleys and steep slopes remain in their natural condition. Pilot projects demonstrate the feasibility of this landscape architect-driven plan and train regional planners and officials in its implementation.